Hello everyone. I wanted to do a video so that I can kind of break down what the Paetron offers so that anyone who's considering joining kind of has an idea of what to expect and how the format and layout looks. So let's just get into it. Within Paetron, it's kind of a thread-based format. So what I do is I post trade ideas within the thread, and then within each thread is just the updates and information on the trade idea. So currently there's about 15 active trade ideas, right? And what I'm going to do is just break down SoFi. So when I initially take an active trade idea, I have a breakdown and an analysis of my thought process on it, and I offer the levels, and this includes a buy zone, usually 2 targets, sometimes 3, and then a stop loss. So you have all the levels at your disposal before you even take the trade. Then you can kind of read the analysis, look at the technical chart that I also offer, and come to your conclusion if you want to take this trade, right? There's 15 trade ideas. Maybe you don't have enough funds to take all 15. But essentially, let's start off with, last week and how I came to this trade idea. So this one's a very basic analysis, but I really did believe that SoFi looked ready for another leg up. I would actually be surprised if our buy zone gets triggered, but I will set my order at the top and see what happens. It's going to go for 500 shares. So this was the buy zone order. So I automatically set a buy order at $7.22, and I left it alone and I put good till canceled. So I didn't have to do anything else at that point, right? But then also included is the 2 targets and a stop loss. At some point, it filled. And then I think last Thursday is when we had the big sell-off. And even though we filled at 722 and eventually went to like 740, it ended up dropping down under $7 at one point, which could have given you even better entry if you don't buy at the exact top of the buy zone. But since then, this was the initial technical chart. Kind of gave you an idea. I see 5 waves here. There's an ABC. I see another 5 waves, and I think as long as this low holds, we see higher. And then the buy zone was here and hit, and that was pretty much how we got our entry. So then yesterday, I did another update, and I said SoFi handled the market volatility relatively well, maintaining higher lows. I did lower my position Friday to free up some cash in case Wednesday's CPI causes a bloodbath, but I did also refine the levels in which if it triggers, I will consider adding due to the less risk and better reward. The validation level here is clear to me, so the closer we can get to it, the more risk is negated. Updated levels below. So instead of being a high of 722 for an entry, it was 688. And then down here in the chat system, I also kind of give updates on what I do, right? So on 4.2, 722 was triggered, and then I bought there, and Friday I closed 50% of my position at 738 for a 2% profit. So this update was yesterday, and then this was the chart update. And here I can see higher highs, higher lows, right? So I felt that this was a pretty good chart looking, given the circumstance of how harsh the sell-off was Thursday. And if we look today, we were up 4.86%. So if we bought at the top of the very first buy zone, currently we're up 7%, which is pretty healthy. Now I do think that we're in supply right now, so we really need to get over the 795 area. But then I think once we get over the 795 area, we're going to really get to our first target of 968, which was a 34% gain from the top of the buy zone. So this is kind of the format and layout of how a trade idea is delivered to you guys, right? There's 15 of them currently, and I also use these threads to kind of give broad market analysis, video updates, and just overall thoughts. Now, the other aspect of what you would get when you pay for the subscription is the push notification alerts sent to your phone. So upon entering and subscribing, you would enter the chats. We have a just social chat, and then we have alerts only chat. Within this chat, I alert anytime any of the levels are triggered, whether it's the buy zone, the stop loss, the price targets. All of those are alerted within seconds of them hitting. I will also start providing my actual entries and exits in position size with the new 25K account challenge. And I also use the chat and alert system for midday thoughts and analysis, as well as since I've started, I've probably posted about one video a week, and I send it directly through the alert system for people to watch. And it's kind of an in-depth analysis of the broader market and just what I'm thinking as a whole. And this is an example of some point at the beginning of last week, a bunch of buy zones were triggered, allowing us to get a lot of positions. I alerted the AMC stop loss trigger and the Litecoin stop loss trigger, which was two losses last week out of 7. And then just some thought processes. Here I did give I did explain what I bought last week with Mara. And then here we ended up taking profit on Nikola, even though we didn't reach the profit target, just because I didn't like what I was seeing. So I was also able to alert that in real time as well within seconds of me doing it. And then just small updates here and there, right? But that's essentially what you would be paying for with the subscription. Everything's broken down, everything's fully transparent, and especially with the 25K account challenge, I'm going to be extremely transparent by showing everything, all my executions. But that's what you would be getting if you subscribe. And if you have any questions, let me know. Other than that, cheers.